Have you ever wondered how birds ended up with such diverse and vibrant plumage? Let's take a flight back in time to the dawn of avian evolution, about 150 million years ago. Picture the first bird-like creatures, such as the Archaeopteryx. These ancient beings bore primitive feathers that were closer to hair or scales than the intricate feathers we marvel at today. These early feathers weren't designed for soaring through the skies. Instead, they served more practical purposes. They provided insulation, a crucial feature for maintaining body temperature in diverse climates. They also offered camouflage, helping these early birds blend into their surroundings and evade predators. These humble beginnings of feathers remind us that nature often prioritizes survival. The vibrant and diverse bird plumage we see today had its roots in the very basic need for protection and survival. So, the dawn of bird evolution didn't start with flight but with survival. But then, how did these primitive feathers evolve into the flight-capable feathers we see today, you may ask? The journey from primitive to asymmetrical feathers is a journey of evolution and adaptation. It starts with our ground-dwelling ancestors, whose feathers served a practical purpose, catching insects. These creatures, over countless generations, began to adapt. They moved from the ground to the trees, and their feathers evolved along with them. No longer just tools for catching insects, feathers became a means of transportation, allowing these creatures to glide from tree to tree in search of food and safety. But evolution didn't stop there. As these creatures continued to adapt to their environment, their feathers became more and more specialized. Eventually, these gliding creatures developed powered flight, their feathers becoming the perfect tools for conquering the sky. It's fascinating to think that feathers, initially evolved for survival, turned to be the key for birds to conquer the sky. So, we've figured out how feathers evolved for flight. But what about the beautiful, colorful plumage we see in birds today? Well, let's delve into the captivating world of sexual selection. You see, in many bird species, males are the ones who sport the most flamboyant feathers. Take, for instance, the peacock with its royal fan of iridescent blues and greens, or the bird of paradise with its vibrant plumage that seems to defy reality. These birds have evolved such extravagant displays to attract mates. It's a bit like a beauty contest, with the most impressive feathers winning the day. But how do birds get such a variety of colors? The answer lies in pigments and structural colors. Pigments are substances that absorb certain wavelengths of light and reflect others. Structural colors, on the other hand, are created by microscopic structures in the feathers that scatter light in specific ways. It seems the sky isn't just the limit for birds, it's also their canvas. So, what can we learn from the evolution of bird plumage? In this journey, we've seen how feathers have evolved from their most primitive forms, initially serving as insulation to protect these early birds from harsh climates. Over time, these feathers transformed, became asymmetrical, and took on the complex task of enabling flight, breaking the bonds of gravity and allowing birds to conquer the endless sky. Then, in a dazzling display of nature's creativity, feathers became the canvas for a riot of colors and patterns. They evolved to become a tool for communication, a means to attract mates, and a way to stand out in a crowd or blend into the surroundings. These evolutionary steps showcase the sheer power and beauty of evolution. From a single, simple purpose, feathers have diversified into a multitude of forms and functions, each more intricate than the last. Next time you see a bird, remember, you're not just looking at a creature, you're witnessing millions of years of evolution in action.